What's up, guys? It has been with 2020 election predictions, and today we are going to look at the 2020 538 election prediction map. So this was kind of the famous map of 2016. This is what I was looking at the most day to day. We saw changes, and we could look at every single state and kind of look like over time how it was shifting. So this was something that I was checking in on a lot. And to be fair, Nate Silver did give Donald Trump the best chance out of kind of all the models. If you look at like the Princeton model, the New York Times model, they only gave to Donald Trump like a 5 to 10% chance. So we definitely should give credit where credit's due. Nate Silver did give Trump the best chance. So going into 2020, Nate Silver just released kind of his map, which is a little bit different. I don't love it as much. But right now, so on election in 2016, Donald Trump had a 29% chance. Right now, Donald Trump is at a 12% chance. And his average electoral vote total is 192 compared to Biden's 345, which if this actually happened in reality, I would say would be very, very close to kind of the landslide territory. People say Biden giving above 400 would be like a definite landslide, but this would be very, very similar to, I would say, the 2008 margin when Barack Obama beat John McCain. So looking at the closest states here, they are Iowa, which Trump is very narrowly favored in, Ohio, which is dead even right now, and Georgia, which Trump is very narrowly ahead in. And I think it's pretty interesting. Maine 2nd District also very, very close. But the 2nd District in Nebraska, which Trump won in 2016, it's kind of the only urban area in Nebraska. It's with Omaha and kind of has a lot of suburbs around it. So I think people are kind of assuming this is going to go to the left. So what I think is very interesting, so Trump has a 78% chance in Alaska. But if you look at these Rust Belt states, we can see that Biden has a lot better chance of flipping Alaska than Trump does winning any of the Rust Belt states, which I question a little bit right now. I do get that Alaska is a very independent state, but I really think that Trump kind of has a better chance in the Rust Belt than maybe this model is giving him right now. Looking back at 2016, this model actually gave Trump a better shot. It was, if we average this out, this was about in the 20s. And if we look in here, we say that Trump only has a 7% chance to win in Michigan, even though there was a poll that came out from the Trafalgar group that did have Trump up just narrow. And I obviously I don't want to cherry pick polls. Biden is up largely in part to do here. So what I want to do here, and this is the kind of 538 presidential forecast where you can choose who would win in certain states, kind of see what it would do to the odds. So I definitely want to do this right now. So I'm going to, just because Trump is down so much, I'm going to kind of give him some states to see if we can improve his chances, because I don't think it would be a very hot take if I just said Biden's going to win, Biden's going to win, Biden's going to win. So going into Texas, I think it's probably very likely that he wins Texas. So Donald Trump's chances improved to 17% chance. The next state I would say it's pretty likely would be Iowa. I don't see Iowa on here, but Ohio and Iowa are very, very similar. So if Trump wins Ohio, he has an 87% chance of winning Iowa. So that actually brings Trump to a 27% chance, which is very, very similar to where his 2016 number one was with the 538 forecast. Actually, I can just do this. 31. Let's see. He says so. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to argue with me here that I think that Trump's going to win these states. So 32% chance, and let's say that he's going to win Georgia. So if he wins all 5 of these states, we can see it gets a lot closer. So I think this is something that a lot of people aren't really talking about. And one thing I think is pretty interesting is that these numbers right here, 38 to 61, mimic kind of the predicted numbers fairly closely. So if we subtract about 3 from each, then we get exactly where the numbers are right here. And they too have Alaska, Texas, Iowa, Ohio, Georgia, and Florida. So Florida and North Carolina are very close. We can see here that this is just within about a 3 to 1 point margin. Um, so North Carolina is definitely going to be very close. But like the 538 knit silver model, they also have the Rust Belt pretty fairly dark blue here. So moving on, I'm actually going to give Trump Florida because that's what the predicted model says. If we look at the voters registration data, then we can see that actually the Republicans have narrowed the gap a lot, and um, even better than it was in 2016. So this could be a sign that maybe Trump has some hidden strength in the state of North Carolina. So right now we can see that Trump, if he wins all 6 of these states, is the favorite to win. Do I think Trump is going to win right now? I think that Biden definitely holds the advantage, but I mean, this just goes to show all Trump has to do is pick up a few states, and then he is the betting favorite. So, looking at some of these other states, just to kind of balance this out, no way Trump wins Colorado. I don't think that's really a hot take. New Hampshire, Nevada. I just don't really think these are the states where Trump is going to get to 270. So if we kind of balance out with some of these states, we do see that Biden's chances do kind of improve to back to where it was. And one thing that I do think is pretty interesting is we've seen this narrow. So we had it kind of more on the outside now, but we can see that as we kind of give states to either candidate, that it narrows. So in this scenario, it's not very possible for Biden to win a landslide because Trump wins Florida, he wins Texas, he wins a lot of these states that have a lot of electoral votes. So moving on to North Carolina, for the sake of this model, I'm going to give it to Trump. Let's see how this changes things. And out of kind of all of these states, this is actually kind of where I have the presidential election right now. I think that North Carolina and Florida are both going to go to Trump very narrowly, but that's kind of where I have it right now. I don't think Trump's going to win Arizona, Wisconsin, or Pennsylvania. So if we look at this right now, we can see that Trump is at a 31% chance to win, and Biden is at a 64% chance to win. And for the sake of this model, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter since these are all over 99% chance. But yeah. Um, okay, so next up in this model, if Trump were to win North Carolina and Florida, they say that he's going to win Arizona. So for the sake of this, let's give it to him. And let's see what this does. So we have about 38 to 57. But we can see that we can fill in a lot of these states red. When we look at the Rust Belt, which is kind of very different in terms of demographics and the voting makeup, these just never really flip. But let's, for the sake of this, make it Arizona actually blues. So all Trump has to do to secure the victory right now is win in the state of Pennsylvania, which in this model they say he has a 22% chance to win. So if he wins in Pennsylvania, I think this gets him to about 268 votes, and then we'll just have to manipulate what the districts are, the main second congressional district. So, and what's very interesting is once we fill in these states, you can see how many scenarios have us at a tie, um, which I think is very interesting. Let's give New Mexico. I mean, look how many different scenarios. So let's give Maine's second congressional district to Donald Trump, and then let's kind of fill in the rest of the Rust Belt to Joe Biden, because I do think that it is likely that and just I mean, look how many are right here. You see, it's 260. There's a lot of chances for a tie right here. And I kind of wish they would kind of give us a running total of kind of where this map. Actually, they do right here. So okay, wow. So they're kind of extending it for us. A lot of tie scenarios right here. Um, and so moving on, if we let's if we give Wisconsin to Trump, then he 100% wins because he's over that 270 threshold. If we give this to Joe Biden, and then let's give the second congressional district to Trump. So this is actually one scenario where we're going to see a tie. So this is a 269 tie, and all the states that aren't really filled in yet are already um, like Trump or Biden states. So this is what I think is Trump's most likely path to victory. If it is a tie, I've done a video like this in the past. Trump wins, but basically, I really don't see a path for Trump without the Rust Belt. We can see that even if he kind of wins all these states, and let's say that like um, I mean, Trump just really doesn't have a path. What if he wins Nevada and New Hampshire? Does this change anything? Because I think these are kind of the most likely states besides the Rust Belt. Okay, well then Trump would have a so he can win here, but I feel like it's a lot easier for him to kind of win in the Rust Belt. So all right, thank you guys for watching. I'm sure I'm going to do a bunch of videos, kind of just focusing on this map because I think it is very very interesting. Um, definitely, Trump is in a worse spot than he was in 2016, but we still have 13 days from the election, and a lot of things could change. In the future, I definitely kind of want to look at voter registration data, enthusiasm, and some other markers that are not just the polls. The 538 forecast mainly just focuses on polls, but there's a lot more things that are going to decide this election. So please tune into some future videos, and I'll see you later.